Hello and welcome to today's twin flame reading for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine and the current union energy going on for twin flames and for your spiritual journey at large as well. And we just finished kind of the whole Lionsgate portal. There's a couple days that are technically left of that, and there's alignment to the star Sirius within that energy shift, and that it's kind of, I guess you could say, it's like a celebrated phenomenon with the 8-8, and so it's numerologically significant, and it's during Leo season. So you may especially feel some healing around your creativity, your creative center, and reclaiming that somehow, and going deeper with really practicing self-care, having time, space, energy to spend with yourself, and knowing and trusting that that investment that you're making is giving back to you, and that's also a part of being in service. Being in service doesn't mean depleting yourself to serve another. Now, sometimes, if someone is in dire straits and you're the only person around, you're probably being called to help them, maybe. And it might be a lot, but that's, you go case by case, you go moment by moment, and you always check in with your heart and what God is truly calling you to do. And sometimes God is calling you to rest and to take care of yourself, because you are just as much a child of God as anyone else is. And if you aren't going to take care of yourself, then I really don't know who is. So this is just a PSA to remember to do that part as well for yourself. And, it can really take you back to healing those teenage years, anything that you may have missed out on. I think this is a really great time right now for healing that, and that's very good for your twin flame union too, because that's really when you start to develop romantic feelings. I mean, I guess you could argue, you always, of course, want romance in your life. It can be very innocent, even as a kid. Thinking about the prince and princess thing and all of that, sure. But there's a certain point at which there's a new development, in your teenage years. And you could just see anywhere that you were kind of missing out on something. And it's not necessarily that it was romance, but it could have been, or I guess really going deeper with what I'm saying is romancing yourself. You may not have been taught to romance yourself properly, and your teenage years are a really important time to do that. Your whole life is, but really, just think about that, how important it is to lay your foundation at that time. And it's okay, if that wasn't the case, you can really heal that within right now and choose that. So just to encourage you to do that. And it's really perfect for Venus being in Cancer and the whole nurturing side, and going deeper with that more of what is characteristic, I guess you could say stereotypically, of the divine feminine, because anyone can be nurturing, and that's not just a divine feminine thing, but the moon, feminine qualities, all of this is kind of associated together. And it does make sense. So it does tell a story to kind of help inform you of how it applies to you, whether you're the divine masculine or the divine feminine. And same thing with planets and things that are associated more with masculine energy. So let's just pull the cards apart here. We've got some Angel Tarot cards originally by Doreen Virtue. And then I also have a Crystal Angel card for the end here. And today we're going to start with the Divine Feminine's card. So let's see what the Divine Feminine's card is. This is very much about like decluttering, both within and without. So it's Queen of Air, independent, experienced, realistic, and witty, objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, and seeing the humor in a situation. Yeah, so this is really like allowing you to go deeper within, getting in touch with yourself in a way that feels really like grounding, like, hey, I'm this can be seen as a humorous situation, like look at what happened, or look at the insight I have for you, kind of talking to yourself, like a part of yourself that is in need of that. And I mean, you can just love yourself with the mirror exercise, but I guess what I'm saying is like it's this part of mothering yourself that is more practical and like more kind of foundational, more structured in that way, and that you can do that and give that to yourself right now with where you're at. And that's really going to be good for kind of just naturally bringing more organization into your life. And this is actually really healthy for your creativity too. Clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in a situation. So yeah, you're really laying more foundation for yourself to be able to take off from there. And being creative is a very like abundant state as well. So it's really like the beginning stage of calling in more abundance into your life in some way, in a new way, like in a new place within you. So there's some area there that you're really being called to fully focus on. And it's easy to do at this point. It's like coming naturally to you. So that is great. And it's Queen of Air. So air is very much kind of about something universal, like a universal truth too. And balance. And the divine masculine's card is very peaceful. 4 of fire, even though fire is fire, but fire can be peaceful too, right? And when you have a foundation of fire, 4 is like a foundation. It's like, okay, cool. I've got all my heat taken care of. I've got a nice like fire burning. Like in Chinese medicine, it's very important to have like kind of that like base like fire in your digestion. And that's like why ginger is used a lot, for instance, because like a lot of people have issues with that with diet. But I would also say it goes much beyond diet, because everything that you're experiencing really starts with your mind and any misalignment there. And Jeff and Shalia talk about this too in a recent sermon, actually, for the Church of Union. So I'll put that, I'm just looking at the timestamp so you can check that out. I'll put that in above. And so it's really important to cultivate this peace in your life and this foundational fire, because it helps you digest everything else, right? Like it helps you break everything down and utilize it as nutrients. And then that is also like the base for your creativity, because then you have a foundation for that. So this says contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So that's cool too, to think about it that way, coming full circle, like the beginning of something and also the successful completion of something. So a very relaxing card for sure. Like it's like very reassuring for the divine masculine, and it also kind of signifies that the divine masculine's holding some space for the divine feminine, who's like, there's a little more activity going on in her card, but also like very foundational and pretty peaceful too. So the middle card, what will it reveal to us? Oh, 6 of fire. Victory, good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. Well, this is always a very nice card to get. So yeah, it's, really inviting you to kind of like give yourself a pat on the back. Well, to really give yourself a pat on the back, not just kind of. And whether or not you are receiving this from someone else doesn't really matter, but just like choosing to receive your good within and choosing to receive God's recognition and support of you, doing something that is in alignment. And really, you want to do everything in alignment, right? But it's really nice to be recognized for what you're doing right, because it helps you see more of what you're doing right, and it also helps you sometimes see if perhaps there's something where like, okay, I need to realign in this place. So that's why recognition and awards and that sense of victory can be really helpful for your whole ascension journey and harmonizing your union. So it's safe to receive there. Like if you have any blocks to being recognized, you can just take a moment even right now to just like love yourself there and to choose to receive love in that place, and know that if there's a desire for that to be given to you, then it's, and if that's done truly from a place of love, then it's safe for you to receive that, and for that relationship to be reciprocated. And sometimes you're the one who's going to recognize someone else, and so you want to be able again to give and receive from that place and go deeper with that ability, because that's also very good for you to practice in cultivating more abundance. Because it's like, if you can't receive what's right in front of you, it wouldn't be compassionate much of the time for you to suddenly receive more. So that's why you always want to just be right where you're at, and you want to love right where you're at, and you want to receive love right now, and that's what's going to help attract more. That's just like the law of attraction. So this is a very nice card, and it's a pretty active card too. So there is something like a shift, positive shift here with that. And the final card, again, is the Crystal Angel card. Ooh, prosperity. It's nice. I drew this card for myself like yesterday, so I like seeing it again. Feels like a personal message, and I like it. Prosperity. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. So this is a very good message. And prosperity comes in many ways, of course, right? Like it can come through your health, it can come through your finances, it could come through the help of another, in a place where you either have been calling for help, or maybe you didn't even realize how much help you needed until someone showed up and is there for you. Can be someone from the past, it could be a new friendship or whatever relationship is developing. And of course, this can also speak to your twin flame union, and whether or not this is for you about your twin flame in you directly, it is about your twin flame in you, because anything that's truly prosperous is it is an investment, like a divine investment directly into your union. So even if it's another kind of friendship or something else, there's really no separation here, because when you're clearing that space within and making a way for being able to hold that vibration of harmonious union, that's what you're attracting more of into your life, and that will naturally include your whole self, your twin flame in you. So it's safe to just like trust that, and to go where you are being called to go, and just to go with the flow there, and to commit your whole self fully into what it is that you are being called to do and called to love, and who it is that you are being called to connect with too. Like, if there's a certain thing you want to do in your community, or could even be connecting more with your pet. So all of these connections count. like every connection with plants too, and even your home environment. Everything is your relationship with God. So it does all matter, and that's why it's safe for you to really surrender, so that you can feel what it is that you're being magnetized towards. Like, what is it clearly your next step? And sometimes it's not clear for a little while, and then you get reminded again, and that can be a really beautiful, positive thing. Or sometimes it can be like a little bit of a like, okay, gotta do this now, a little bit more, feeling like some discipline from the universe. But you can just know and see and feel that it's all love either way, and it's all just kind of guiding you along. Like, you could kind of picture like mother hen's wing, like, lightly, gently guiding you to the right place that you want to go. And that's what's happening. And so sometimes that's going to feel a little bit more like, a little more pushy, and sometimes it's going to feel very gentle and sweet and fluffy. And both are okay. It's okay to go where you're being guided, and allow yourself to be guided not only through your own, connection in your heart with the divine, but also through other people who, when you feel that that the divine is coming through them, when you really feel that, it's just very safe to trust that. And it's also safe to completely appreciate and recognize the person for like relaying that love to you, that message. And that is your relationship with God doing that. And I think that also speaks to this card, and how you can also be the one to, be recognizing someone else. And this is all a part of you attracting more prosperity to you. So yeah, cultivating the good stuff will naturally attract more good stuff. And look how pretty this card is too. It's so rich in colors, and so that speaks to true prosperity. True prosperity as well, like, where it's very alive. Okay, well, ta-da! That's the reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and that it's helpful for the start of your week, getting you fired up, and also, chilled out, peaceful. Yep, so check out those links below. They can help you take next steps on your journey. And yeah, I have links for my website, for readings, for coaching, for other twin flame resources, and I really encourage you to click on them and take a look and see what what really feels good to you right now, because you do want to continue to move forward on your spiritual journey. And also, if you feel like you've already got yourself covered with everything, you can subscribe to my channel either way, and just make sure that you get notified when new readings come out. If you'd like to, I'm doing them basically every day at this point, and really enjoy it. So if you want to leave a comment below, if you ever have a question or anything, then I do reply. So yeah, that's all. Take care. Have a wonderful week ahead. Love you. Bye.